All right, guys. So the last step for our week 5 is going to be adding sounds from a different source. So we know that Scratch gives us free audio that we can use in our game, but sometimes it may not be the sound that we actually want, and we might actually know what sound we do want in YouTube, but we don't know how to actually get it into our game. So this is how it works. The first step is you want to go into YouTube and you want to find a sound for your game. So that means you have to have the sound already in mind. So for me, I want to have a different losing sound, and I know that's going to be inside of my player sprite. So I know where the sound is going to go, and I know exactly what sound I'm looking for. The next step is going to be go into YouTube and look for the sound. The most important thing is to type in key words such as lose or sound effect or background sound so that it's able to narrow down the types of sounds you can find. That way you're not finding something that's extremely long. The best rule of thumb is nothing over, I would say, 5 minutes would be fine. The moment you have a sound that's an hour or 30 minutes, it takes forever for it to download onto your computer. It also makes your Scratch file very long, which also means it'll take longer for you to be able to load up your game in order to play it, and you don't really want that. The only way that it makes sense for you to download something very long is if you're going to put it into Scratch, you're going to shorten the sound and you're going to cut out the excess that you don't need and make the sound short yourself. That's the only other way that would work. So you see here I typed in lose and I know exactly what kind of sound I was looking for, which was a sound effect, and I was able to find this nice short sound. So now that I have that, I'm going to go onto my web bar. I'm going to click it, right click, and copy the link for it. And then I'm going to go inside of this converter, which is going to turn that YouTube link slash file onto an actual MP3 sound that I can use. So inside of this bar, I'm just going to right click again, and I'm going to paste the link, and then I'm going to click on convert. As it's converting and turning it into an MP3 file, it might sometimes take you to a different website. You just have to worry about clicking out of it and coming back to this one. Once it's set, you just have to click on download. And like I said here, it takes you to a different website. You can go ahead and click X, that's not important. What's important is I have my sound that has been downloaded. So now that my sound has been downloaded onto my computer, and I know because my bottom bar is showing me the sound that's just been downloaded, I can go ahead and click X off of the MP3 downloader and the YouTube link. So now that I have my sound inside of my computer, now it's time to change it. So like I said during the beginning of the video, I know the sound that I was going to add and I know where to add it. So since I know I was going to add a losing sound, that's going to be for my player sprite. If you know you're going to add a background sound, then you know you need to click on your stage. And if you know you're going to add a different winning sound, you know to click on your winning sprite. So now that I'm here, I'm going to click on my sound tab. I'm going to hover over, choose a sound. I'm going to go all the way up to upload sound. When I click on it, it's going to open my files from my computer, and sometimes it automatically sends you exactly where you need to go. If you're not able to see this, then on the left-hand side, you should be able to see all your different file folders. You can click on downloads, and then it'll take you to all your downloaded content, and then you should be able to find your sound. Once you find it, you just have to click on it once, and then click on open, and then it adds the sound onto your Scratch file. So at this point, if you want to further customize it by adding maybe a fade in, fade out, or making it a little bit lower, you can pretty much play around with that. So once you're done and you've already finished customizing the sound more, if you want to, you can click on the code tab. You can go to any of the places that you want to add that sound. So maybe I want to add it to my spike, and it will be on these two. I'm going to change the lose, and I'm going to click on the new sound that I have. Okay, and as always, just make sure you're clicking on your green flag, you're testing out your game, you're playing around, making sure you're able to hear the correct sound, and just making sure that everything is overall working.